Hey everyone, welcome to the 43rd episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with John.
Good morning.
And morning, Michael.
What's up?
And as always, you can check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes and leave us a review. No! I can't say that. That's the one. Leave us a review is the one part of that I always mess up on. But I'm always afraid that I'm going to mess the number up, like because I say it so fast. So, you can tweet at us at WAITSB Podcast, please. And leave us a review on iTunes and SoundCloud. So, hey, everybody, how's it going? Good morning, apparently.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
How was your sleep?
I'm tired.
Are you on the other side of the world or something? Why is it morning?
Because I just woke up.
It's 8:49 p.m. here. At this point in time.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yep.
Lost interest in that topic. It's fine. How are you guys doing? Good.
I'll just kill myself then.
Doing good.
Obviously, John fell asleep. I have us on the master recording before, trying to call him to wake him up. I think we were just telling him before we started the podcast that you should set an alarm.
I did.
Yeah.
But what
I
happened?
sleep through it.
Do you do it on your phone or on an alarm clock?
It's on my phone.
See, real adults have an alarm clock. I have a real alarm clock. It's a Stormtrooper alarm clock, so it's double.
I'm a real adult. I have a Star Wars one.
But it's a new order Stormtrooper, so it's not a real Stormtrooper, but it's still cool.
Okay, so it's okay.
My sister gave it to me for Christmas, so I cherish
That sounds stupid.
it. Your mom's a wonderful lady, but you're stupid.
Thank you.
You raised a stupid son.
I had what was it? I actually took the plunge and moved my phone away from my bed. Yeah.
So make you get up to go turn it off in the morning?
No, so that I don't sit on my phone till midnight, just flipping through trash.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's true. If I
That's
here's what I'll do. I would literally put a pillow underneath me, lie down, and just look at my phone, and it would be just nothing, right? And just scroll through trash. So I eventually was like, I'm going to stop this. I think it's keeping me awake. And so I moved my phone away from my bed and put an alarm clock next to my bed.
There you go.
It's a very adult move.
Is it a Stormtrooper one?
No.
The one I really want is those Lego minifigure Stormtroopers. You boop their head and it makes it turn off.
What?
That's what I really want.
What?
It costs like $25.
I've actually never put much thought into what you can get from a alarm clock.
I just like Star Wars and Lego things, but there are some cool alarm clocks out there.
Imagine if there was a Bionicle.
Oh, lose my mind. I would have that right now. I still have the Bionicle on my desk right in front of me.
It'd be like Tahu, but the way you turn it off is you punch him in the mouth.
God, you guys are nerds.
Actually, I just picked up a Bionicle that was laying on top of Yoda's Jedi Starfighter on my desk.
Michael's the nerd. I'm just know what this stuff is from. I know this stuff from when I was a kid. I used to know about, from before.
Yeah. This is my Bionicle from when I was a kid too.
Yeah, but you still have a Star Wars alarm clock. So.
I mean, yeah, you just can't get my level of coolness.
Okay.
Wait, so I thought I was a geek.
No, we're not. We already talked about this. Actually, I was listening to the podcast we did last week where we argued about Ready Player One. You saw it, didn't you, John?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
Really good.
Spoilers.
I heard it was awesome. But you know what? So I was telling Luke, I was messaging the group chat the other day. I saw Justice League, and Justice League has some bad CGI, dude. I really want to watch it with Luke, just to watch Luke lose his mind because
I haven't seen it.
It's so bad. It doesn't even. It looks like an actual video game cutscene, from the Wii or the GameCube.
I hate it when they do stuff that is so obvious. It's like you have a CGI person doing stuff that regular people can't do. Mm-hmm. So then it looks even more unreal because it's like, what?
So
it doesn't look like a real world. And then the camera's doing things cameras don't do. The camera's moving at 20 miles an hour and then immediately stopping and then moving another direction. And it's regular cameras don't do that. So the whole scene doesn't look real to me.
Yeah, it's weird. The first scene of Justice League was Batman fighting this robot vampire dude. And Batman does normal things, but he had his Yeah, you have to see it. What? Batman had like this robot suit on, like a mech suit, not the one in Batman v Superman, like a smaller one. And he was like moving, like it was. I couldn't tell if the scene was in slow motion, or if they just fell awkwardly, like the way that they programmed it. And then like there was a scene with all the Amazon women, and the horses were like almost shiny, like it wasn't hair. And then Superman's face,
gross.
His chin was so weird. The CGI also, they gave him a smaller chin than his normal
CGI?
chin. Yeah, which I feel like for Superman, you'd want to at least, like, if you were going to give him a new chin, you would give Superman a bigger
It should
chin.
be bigger.
Right.
That's right. He'll be like that guy in that cartoon from a long time ago.
Has Superman
big
been getting a bigger chin via CGI?
No, but I mean,
Over
like,
time.
if you're going to give, like, the strongest man in the universe a chin,
Okay.
probably be a big chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, the actor already had a pretty big chin. And the weirdest thing is, though, is like the CGI and Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, even in Batman v Superman, was all pretty good. Like, it was not like, I did not watch any of those movies and go, oh, that looks bad. But the CGI and this one was like, man. Also, Cyborg looked terrible.
Well, I was watching Wonder Woman, and what Wonder Woman has actually, I couldn't, some of it I couldn't tell if it was CGI, which is rare.
Yeah, it looks really good. I think the last scene with Wonder Woman was pretty.
Yeah, that part was pretty CGI.
Cheesy looking,
but like
though.
at the beginning, like a lot of stuff closer to the beginning was like really solid looking.
Yeah.
So it was either really good CGI or it was practical, but it looked pretty good. And then closer to the ending, it started getting pretty, like you could just tell that it wasn't.
Yeah, at the end she's like fighting some Greek god in like an airport and everything's on fire and like there's lightning.
Yeah.
Lightning and a thunder.
Anyway, I didn't want to get too much into that, but I was curious to hear what you thought of Ready Player One.
It was good. There's some hesitation there because like it's not spoilers, but it's nothing like the book. If anybody's read the book,
Yeah,
in
that.
the
Books
sense of like
always ruin the movie.
it follows the book like 10%, right?
10%.
They change a lot
That's
of
literally
stuff.
not the book. That's
the
like
story's
we
different,
pulled
right?
the title
Yeah, like the big
and then made a random movie.
the big points are there, but everything else is different.
Isn't like the book set like it's like kids like in school or something, but the movie is everybody in a video game
Yeah,
all the time.
That's right. Well, I think in the movie that he's still in school. It's just that in the movie they never touch on school. No spoilers, but
Yeah, really.
Well, I heard
Movie's
that the-
ruined now. I know that they're not in school.
I heard that the
I don't
author
know.
was like still involved in the movie though. Like they added
That's-
they added characters like Minecraft and Halo and stuff that weren't
oh
around
yeah,
when
they added
originally
some
wrote
modern references. I guess.
Minecraft.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they.
that's
Yeah, I mean,
I
like-
knew this was gonna happen. Like,
Well, whatever
kinda gross.
whatever game is gonna be in the future, they're gonna have to have like all the most like popular games from the
all right,
years.
yeah.
I know,
makes
but
sense.
it's such a fat. It might. Oh, I don't know. It's like when they bring up Facebook in a movie. Like, oh, yeah, or no. Oh, here's what it's like. It's like in Thor, with that stupid, annoying. I actually like Thor, but that
The girl
dumb
with Snapchat.
side girl who's like, I'm gonna put this on Instagram with a hashtag.
Yeah,
She's like,
Oh,
Mimir.
kill me!
trendy girl.
Lost his hammer,
I hate
Mimir.
that kind of stuff. I hate that. It's like they're winking
love
at
that
the
girl.
kids. You loved her, Kat Denning.
Yeah.
Her? Oh, I
Yeah.
wanted. I hated her in that
And
movie.
I liked her in the. Oh, sorry. I liked her in the first one.
I hated her in all. Well, she was worse in the second one. that's
She
for
was
sure.
terrible in the second one.
She was such a. It's like, here's the thing. After we leave that movie, I was watching it with like my parents and their friends. All my parents, like my parents and their friends, all liked her, and it just made me hate her more. They're like, that one girl was really funny, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
She knew
the
all the
second one,
references. She knew
was
everything
really-
from now. She knew all the social medias. She knew all the Facebooks.
It's so like
Oh,
lazy comedy. It's so hacky to me when you just do that sort of thing.
It's also just like it's like try hard. It always reminds me of when Hillary Clinton was like, "Now Pokemon Go to the polls."
Yeah.
That was like the worst moment I've ever seen on TV, and that's how I feel when
This is the
anybody
first
makes
time
a
I've
joke
heard of
about
this.
social media.
That's right. That's why she
Dude.
lost because of that video. Yeah,
Probably.
she took a video, and she did that twice.
It was her,
she
the one,
she did
the
the
I
one
saw
where
was her
she was
talking
like,
to, a
she
event.
was on like a podium, and she was like, "They're all doing this Pokemon Go thing. Well, I say Pokemon Go to the polls." It's like, no.
Yeah,
And then the
How do
other
you do,
one she
fellow
did.
kids?
exactly.
That's exactly what it is. There was another one where Oh, what was it? It was like a vine. She did like a vine.
She did.
It was so sad. It made me sad. I forget what it was though.
It's like the that video about the net neutrality that came out with the guy with like the fidget spinners and lightsabers and stuff.
Oh wow, yeah.
Hold up, I'm gonna look
Beautiful.
it up. Yeah, she says she's chilling in Cedar Rapids or something. It's so. Oh, it's awful. I just hate it. It's so embarrassing to see old people like trying to. Oops.
Trying to not be old. Stay old people.
It's like you're old. It's over. That's the way it goes. Now you're old. Look at this video. Watch this video. So. Oh, it's painful. I'm waiting for you guys to watch it.
It's like
Oh boy.
it's a picture of like a fruit juice with like a koozie that says more like Hillary Clinton. And she was just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Oh, I hate that video.
Why is she the way she is?
Oh, it's so painful. It's just like, you know, I don't know. When you have people that aren't, oh, it's just rough. But it's like, so basically it's like this drink, and it says more like, what is it, Chili Clinton, right?
Yeah, I
like,
just said that.
Am I right? Yeah, and so I'm just trying to make sure we explain what's going on. And then the reason I hate it is it's like she's filming the drink, and then she does like the double tap where it like turns the camera around to show her face.
Yeah.
And there's like an uncomfortably long pause as she kind of like, as she's like adjusting the camera, and then she just goes, "I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids." Oh.
Oh, it says "Am I right?" at the bottom. I thought you were just saying that. It does say
No.
more like Hillary Clinton. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just, oh, I've seen that from a bunch of politicians where they do that sort of thing where they're like trying to be like, how do you do, fellow kids?
It's like the cool mom who's like hanging out with like her daughter and her friends trying to be like cool, like, oh, we're all going out to the movies. Okay.
Or we're going to go do shots. Oh, I can do. Oh no! Stop, please.
That's just weird.
So what were we saying before this? The awkward. Oh yeah, the girl in Thor.
And Thor, yeah.
That it's like painful. It hurts me, you know, to watch that kind of stuff. And they keep doing that in Marvel movies now.
She's in that show.
Kat Denning. She's in
the
Two
waitress
Girls
thing.
or something. I don't remember. What's it called?
Yeah, and where she plays exactly the same character.
She plays herself.
Dude, everyone,
the same character.
everyone plays the exact same character. Like Samuel L. Jackson plays the angry black guy in every movie. Will Smith is just Will Smith.
It's because he does it so good.
Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell and like Jim Carrey too are like also the most themselves. Like Jim Carrey, no matter what.
Oh no!
I've seen him in,
I
he's
know.
the
You know who's the absolute most like that is Oh shoot! I'm blanking.
The absolute most.
Hold up. Wait. Hold on. I can't remember his name. And it's stupid because Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
He always plays himself.
Wait, is he the who's he? Short fat guy?
He's
in
the
Thor,
guy.
The bad guy. And
He's the guy who wears black
guy, yeah.
in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that dude. He's also in Thor
Life,
Ragnarok. He plays
finds a
the
way.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he literally
like
plays
the same guy.
himself. He plays himself in movies.
Just a super weird, awkward, kind of cool guy.
Yes.
I thought he was Eugene Levy this whole time.
You think everyone is Eugene?
Wait, Jeff Goldblum was in Hunger Games, right? Or was that Eugene Levy?
No, you're thinking of, you're thinking of Stanley, what's his name?
The guy with the blue hair?
No. Wait,
It
what's
was the
his
guy
name?
from like the talk show who called her the girl on fire.
Oh, we sound like the worst.
The nice purple man.
Yeah, it's not Jeff Goldblum.
Coochie, right? What's his name?
Coochie?
Jim Belushi?
Coochie?
Tucci. Stanley
Tucci?
Tucci. Yeah, that's who you're thinking of. You're
all
just
these people?
you're just pulling random actors, Michael.
I don't know who any actors are, man. If I ever went on any of these shows where it's like, guess what actor played, I would be like, I don't know.
It's always embarrassingly bad too. Whenever people ask me those dumb questions, like, you know what this movie is? No, I don't care either. You don't know what? No, I don't.
Just be the most
Don't care.
awkward red carpet interviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Take the microphone away from the guy. No, I don't know.
when you see musicians or like actors like talking on TV, like, yeah, I remember like Madonna's like second to last album. I was like so inspired by like this song at like 35 seconds in when she sang this line. I'm like, I don't even know That is barely. Like, I have no idea what songs Madonna has done. Madonna, besides like a Virgin. I don't even know how that song goes.
She is getting kind of dated at this point. I feel like.
Yeah, she's mad old, right?
None of us know her. Not really. Like I barely know her.
I've never heard one of her
listened to her songs,
sure.
but I don't. It's like I don't care about her.
I happen to have a good relationship with Madonna, so
that's fair.
Awesome.
Like.
You may not know her, but we're pretty good pals.
You're like, I know her really well. So, I was gonna mention today, and this is something we've been talking about on the chat for a little while here, like on our little podcast group chat. Phones and their voice to text.
Oh man, the bane of my existence.
So, on our group chat, it's mostly John and Michael. We'll send a message. And they're always like most of the way fine until like one little piece and it's just completely wrong. So today, Michael was talking about people getting married. You know, he's like, oh, people get married. What did you say? Last minute? Wait, last minute?
I was trying to say people. Last minute.
Before you tell them what you actually said, what were you trying to say?
I was trying to say I hate people merge last minute. People are merging. Wait, so you still don't know what I was trying to say.
I thought you were trying to say married, like where they get married, like just right away, like let's get married. Well, you guys it was in 3 weeks. What?
I was driving, and like there was just traffic everywhere in Virginia. And you know when like two lanes merge into one, like everyone like waits until the very end.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
like
do.
then it holds up the right lane. You're a terrible. I hate you, Luke. Gosh,
yeah, because I gotta get to where I gotta go. This is that disagreeable. Remember we were talking about disagreeableness.
As soon as you see the lane end sign, if everyone just gets over, there won't be a bottleneck at the end. It's designed to work.
No, but
it's
there's
like
always
a zipper, Luke.
There's always gonna be
zipper. Do you zip one side first and then zip the other side, Luke?
It's a zipper.
It's like overtime. You zip one side and then you just slowly zip
and both sides come together to be one zipper. That's how
there
it
is
works.
something about about traffic. The only reason we have traffic is because of human error.
Right.
Because if everyone like sped up at the same time and slowed down at the same time, like you wouldn't really have traffic.
I feel like a huge problem in
different
Virginia is that
acceleration
everybody's
rates.
racing to be number one, like to be in the
Just
front.
chill, people. We're all gonna get there. You're gonna hit a stoplight and be there at the same time as all of us. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I don't go all the way to the end, but I usually don't merge like right away.
Like sometimes you forget, that's fine. Like you can tell when somebody really.
Well, I mean, I don't forget.
Like,
I just want to get further down.
You're just a bad person.
What an asshole.
Yeah, seriously.
I know, the worst. It's
You
a good
are
thing
the
I don't
worst.
live in
You're literally
Virginia,
the
or I would
person I was
probably cut
talking
into
about.
you guys. That's fine. So anyway, he basically wrote something and it was wrong.
So
like,
he
did I got it here too. He did voice to text and he was trying to say merge, and so out of nowhere, we just get a random message from Michael because this was totally unrelated to anything. A random message. He goes, "People who murdered at the last minute are the worst kind of people." And then all of a sudden he just responds. He like sends another message immediately after that. Just says marriage, and then he goes marriage, and then he goes merg e.
I was trying to spell merge.
And then he goes, and then he kind of like corrects himself last minute. He goes, also, if you wait till the last minute to murder, you are still wait. What?
Still me and kind of useless.
Yeah, he goes. Also, this is what he wrote. Also, if you wait till last minute to murder, you are still me, and you kind of useless. and then I kind of threw it, and I was like, yeah, I hate it when people wait last minute to murder people. And then he's like, Mina, meme, mean. And then he just goes, voice to text is stupid.
It is, man.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, because like if you wait till last minute to murder, they're gonna die anyway. You're wasting your time. You're useless. But
it's like they're on their deathbed, and it's like beep, beep, beep. Then you stab them.
Aha! I finally got you.
I guess that would be a way of like getting away with murder, technically.
Yeah.
But like, no one would know. Well, except that they're stabbed.
You don't need to. No, it's like you would still get arrested for no reason. Like they'd be like, dude, you could have just waited 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's so weird. If you killed someone 1 second before they were gonna die, are you a murderer? Like you go to jail forever?
I think so.
Like they're like 99.
You killed them.
Because everyone would be like, oh, dude, you don't know. They could have come back to life. You don't know. we had prayer circles all around the country.
They're like 99 a vegetable and their heart stops beating and then you unplug the machine, you're a murderer. The end.
I guess so.
Like you go to jail and for 30 years.
Only you or God can decide when you die.
Well,
Boom.
unless someone murders you.
Anybody can decide.
But they're not
when
allowed
you
to.
die.
They just do it.
So what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the
Voice text.
phone to voice or voice to text on phones is John was also doing this as well. And on an iPhone, if you're like ha 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 ha, it puts a space in between every ha, so it's like ha 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 ha. And so then, John, are you willing to redo what you had sent to us, because you were explaining to us how you had to type haha or how the voice to text worked?
Yeah. So when I wanna convey laughter,
And have it like spell them flush with no spaces.
yeah, and not be all caps LOL, which looks just absolutely retarded. I say ha 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 to my phone, but my phone doesn't pick that up, so I have to say it in a weird way, like, so I go ha 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 ha. And that's how it picks it up.
It's like ha 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 ha.
I don't mind it though, because go ahead.
How did the chicken get across the road? Why did the chicken go across the road to get to the other side? Ha 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 ha.
It's like that's the way Siri would laugh as she gets you murdered. It'd be like, at the end of the road, turn left, and you drive off a cliff, and as you're falling, like, no! Siri's like, ha 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 ha. Your car's like crashing down a cliff. Ha 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 ha.
I don't mind it that bad though, because like if it shows the spaces in the ha's, and the people will realize hopefully that I'm voice texting, and they excuse any weird words that I say to them.
That's
Oh,
fair.
it doesn't do spaces for me, which is amazing.
Look,
Yeah.
Well, so that's because you laugh.
Each ha is not its own word. It recognizes that there's something
I'll
happening.
try it now. Nope, they're just all. It's still spaces.
Did it
Still
actually get
spaces.
ha ha ha? Oh wait, did you? Oh, you actually sent it to our
I sent
group
it to
chat.
the group chat. It's just.
No,
it's just the same.
It's funny because you sound like a duck. Like it's like ha 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 ha.
Hey, it works for him. What the heck, man?
Yeah.
What?
Racist.
That's not even fair.
But like, yeah, I use voice text all the time, so I'm always driving. Like most
Yeah.
of the time when I have to text is when I'm driving. So I use
Where are
voice
you
text.
driving to all the time?
I'm
Like,
driving
what are
to
you
rehearsals
doing?
and things, to the gym. Everything I do where I live is like half an hour at least from me. So
That's
I'm always
true.
driving like at least 2 hours a day.
I was thinking about that. I listened to our end of the year podcast where we all went to your house, and that was fun. Like I missed that. Like that was really fun. We all.
back to
Worst
that
time
every
of my
morning.
life. I mean, yeah, that was great.
It's like, yeah. Do you guys remember that? And at the same time, John goes, "Worst day of my life," and I'm like, "That was awesome." Oh. Okay. Well. The whole podcast. Every time someone says a joke, everyone ha 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 ha.
But yeah, like I moved to Hampton, and now like, because before most everything I did was like in Hampton or Norfolk, and now I'm doing a bunch of stuff like in Newport News all the time. And I lived in Newport News last, so I'm like, dang it, I drive so much every day. Or I'll just like, if you have to be somewhere for a while, you just kind of go out there and you're just in that area for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I'm gonna be in Newport News twice a day, so I'm just gonna be there all day.
Right.
I'm always
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
driving around.
I hate it when you're
stuff.
going. The other thing about Virginia too is like between like Hampton and Newport News and Virginia Beach, you look at them on. I've done this before with other cities. You look at them on a map and you're like, well, look at that. That place is like right close to that place. Like it's right there, and it's
Yeah.
like 45 minutes away.
Because there's like a river.
Yeah.
Like there's like a pond in between you two, and you gotta drive like 80 miles out. Like you know where Gloucester and Matthews are?
Yes.
You can see them from Yorktown. You can see Matthews, Virginia from Yorktown. But it takes an hour and a half to drive there.
Because
But you can look across this like lake and see their water tower.
You're like, I could swim there faster.
Literally, if you have a boat, you can get there in 10 minutes. Literally.
Literally. There was
Don't litter.
I did that when I lived in LA, because now LA, okay, LA is huge, and it just goes on and on and on in every direction.
I don't think you've actually
Yeah.
been there.
You think I'm lying? Like I've been lying this
Yeah,
whole
I
time?
think you're full of it.
This whole
Prove it.
time, this whole time I it really, it's like, prove it, haha, you can't, ha 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 ha. This whole time I've just been sitting I just sat in an apartment and pretended like it was LA. I was in Florida the whole time. What if I wasn't in Seattle? What if that was all a lie?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like, how do you know? What if I just lived in Virginia?
That'd be even cooler. I'd
That'd be
appreciate you more as a friend.
We could have been doing this podcast live all this time.
Yeah. I wish we could do it live more often. That'd be fun. We need to set up some sort of trip or something.
Yeah,
I
really want to come visit Seattle. I've never been there.
Do it. You can get like Airbnb and hang out and
We'll
stuff.
We'll talk about it on the podcast. I don't want everyone to know when we're going
Trash
to
the
be
Airbnb.
Let's tell them.
Hey guys, if you guys join our Patreon account, we'll tell you when we're gonna be there. We can all share Airbnb together.
We'll John's like trash the apartment or trash the Airbnb. It's like yeah, I mean, we have to bond somehow, so we'll destroy something.
Do coke, kill a hooker.
Is that from something? I feel like that's from something.
Hookers and blow. I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like that's from something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, my inner thoughts. Thanks.
That's fair. So anyway, that was as far as I went with the voice to text. I just thought that was kind of a funny story, and I thought we should bring it up.
It messes me up all the time. Like one time I was talking to my friend about bench press. I think he was buying a bench, or we were like talking about how much we could bench or something. No, he was buying one. I was like, "Hey, dude, did you get your hands on that bitch yet?" But like, I didn't see it until I got to where I was going. And he was just like, "What?"
Oh man, I know there's all sorts of words like that. Like someone says, like, "I'll be there in a what did they say? Some word got changed to sex or something, and it completely changed. It was like my aunt messaging my mom, or my mom messaging my. It's just something funny, and it was like all of a sudden the word sex just showed up. It was like, what the? What is she saying?
I have that exact story. So I used to work at a church, and my boss was a lady. She was like in her 30s. I was like in my early 20s. She texted me. She was like, "Hey Mike, can you come into my room to my office for a sex?" And then like 0.03 seconds later, a sec, 1 second, a second,
man.
un segundo.
You're
Too late, on the way.
You're like mixed messages.
I was just like, I quit. I gotta go. That's like my favorite,
really
like
funny.
autocorrect, whatever it was.
Yeah, because it's always sec. Like, just give me a sex. Give me a what?
I'll have 1 sex, please.
The weird thing is on my phone, like, so my phone for some reason always remembers like my mistypes. It doesn't always correct it. Like for like a day, I accidentally misspelled because. I mixed up the U and the A, and now every time I text because, it autocorrects to bequace.
It's like, just trying to help you out, man. Gives you high fives. Like when I know the one that always happens on my phone. There's a few of them that always happen. One of them is it always says he instead of thee. So like, let's go to he store. And the other one is like, instead of good, food. So it's
that
like
happens a lot, yeah.
It's like,
how you doing, food?
No, it's like, how you doing? I'm food.
Guess you're feeling alright then.
That's right.
Just peachy.
Speaking of food,
Who was a cucumber?
I have been doing this low-carb diet.
Oh yeah.
Just as another topic that I was thinking
Keto
about.
To the max.
Just trying it. It's weird, and fads are a thing, and it's always 1 second everyone has to do this thing to be healthy, and then the next second, okay, you know that thing we told you to do? You should literally do the exact opposite of that, or you'll die. It's always right. It's like low fat. Don't eat fat. Don't eat fat. Now all of a sudden they're like, eat as much fat as possible.
If people don't know what a ketogenic diet, just explain it real fast. They don't know what it is.
It's where you kind of cut out sugars and like breads and carbs, so like no pasta or bread or sugar. So basically everything that makes food fun, get rid of
fat.
it.
That makes food fun.
Fat with bread makes things fun. Like just eat butter. If you eat butter alone, it is not good. But if you put butter on bread or popcorn, it's great. But it really, think about it. Anything, what's something you like to eat? Pizza? Imagine pizza without the dough. Just cheese and sauce.
Yeah, that sounds
Wrecked.
great.
Wrecked.
Well,
no,
cheese sauce,
it's horrible.
I don't know. That'd be kind of good. But like, just like pepperoni.
No, it's not. Okay, here's the other thing about it too. I'll say this too. Here's the other thing I'll say about it. it's fine when you eat a little bit of it. But at closer to the end of the day, where you're just sick of eating things like cheese and butter and meat, you're like, I just want some bread or something.
Do you feel super greasy?
No.
So I like to have bread with like greasy foods. I feel like it kind of evens it out. Otherwise, I'm like, it feels kind of greasy.
Yeah. But I was just gonna say that I figured I'd try this thing out because a lot of people are raving about it. And so I thought, well, let me be the guinea pig and try it out. It's really difficult, but it's going okay. And I realized that I'm not really hungry. I'm sad. Like, when I eat food, it's like a disappointment. It's like, oh, this is not fun. And I didn't realize how much of you know how like with whether it's alcohol or drugs or sex or food or whatever.
I don't know. I don't smoke alcohol.
It kind of like, okay. But it kind of like sparks things in your brain where like, I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Or like when you eat something
like
really good.
Or something.
Yeah, Or
Yeah.
What are they called? Dopamine, like dopamine rushes and stuff.
Yeah, dopamine. Yeah.
It's like you don't realize how much of that actually comes from food until you just start eating food you don't like all day. Because then I'm like at my desk like sad. Like, I just want some sugar. And bread, it's like a drug. It's so weird. But it's like, it's going fine, but I'll keep everybody posted on it. I'm like 4 days in, which is pretty good. But
The purpose of keto too is like supposed to switch your body from burning carbs as energy to burning fat as energy.
right.
So supposedly it helps you to burn more of your body fat because you trick your body to only using fat as its main energy source.
Right. It's kind of like when you eat carbs, you give it's like like you have complex carbs and empty carbs. You basically have not carbs, sorry. You have calories
Sugars?
with foods that are good for you, and they have empty calories.
Yeah.
So like if I drink alcohol, it's just calories. None of it goes to your muscles, and none of it works well for you. But if I eat chicken or vegetables, those calories help you out, right?
Yep.
So the idea is that the differences between those two different calories is one is got like a substance to it and the other doesn't. And so with this low carb diet, the idea is that everyone is using carbs and sugar as their energy source, but it's not really an effective or good energy source, but it's just what we've been using.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you switch to fats and proteins, it's kind of weird. And your body's like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do with this? But then your body gets, what? Your body gets used to it and starts burning it and using it as energy, and it actually works better.
Cool.
That's the theory.
Keep me posted.
Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of sad.
I'm really hungry.
want-
Well, it takes a while for you to get used to it. My friend who did it, and I've heard lots of interviews with people who did it. Like the first week or two, like they feel kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then there's like a threshold where your body adjusts and you get in the ketosis state, and then your
Right.
body kind of levels out. You might still be sad you don't get to eat sugar though.
Did it
but at
work for
least-
your friend? Is your friend ripped now?
He only did it for a little bit because he was trying to build muscle at the same time, and it wasn't like that great. But he lost probably like he did it for about a little over a month. He only lost like 10 pounds. He's also working out real hard too.
That's fair.
So
I wonder how well he did it.
pretty good.
Because I've
He's
done
still
it,
working out
like-
real hard and eating right now, so he's doing really good.
Okay. Because I've done it, like, I didn't try very hard. It was like, oh, try and eat fat and no carbs. And I was super hungry, but now I'm actually, like, fully committing to it and being, like, monitoring my macronutrients and stuff, fats, proteins,
Yep.
carbs, and counting calories and all that. So it's more of a, John?
John just sent a picture to the group chat of like chocolate chip and M&M cookies.
I'm not going to lie. My mouth is watering. Like
I was eating a cheeseburger while talking to you earlier, Luke.
Now think about this. Cheeseburger. Take away the bread.
Yeah, actually, it would be kind of gross.
Just ruins everything.
Too greasy.
Ruins everything.
But
You don't
I
have
mean,
anything
like-
to hold without bread.
but one thing too
Well,
is like
you
so
get a lettuce for a bun.
if you look at food
That's
like
so sad.
if you look at food like working out, it kind of makes it more fun because like so right now I'm trying to bulk and stuff. I'm trying to gain. My goal is to gain 20 pounds by the end of this
Yeah,
year.
that's fun. That's
Well,
fun.
No,
Gaining
dude,
weight
it's
is
not
really fun.
Because if I want to do it right, like right now, like when I can't eat, if I can't get like homemade food, I'll get fast food if I need to. But like I literally have to eat like 3 pounds of chicken a day, like chicken breast. I before I started working out and eating healthy, I already hated chicken breast. I've never liked it, but now it's my main food source. So I look at like chicken as like reps. I'm like, all right, I have like 8 ounces of chicken breast I have to eat. Each bite is like
so weird. It's so weird because it's like the opposite
ounces.
for me though, because it's like don't eat food. Don't eating food is like reps, and it's like, oh, this just lasts for so long.
You gotta first of all, you can't look at losing weight that way. Losing weight is not about not eating food. It's about eating good foods and the right amount of food. Like if you eat too little food, you're gonna get like weak and like look terrible.
Right. I mean, I'm not starving, but it's just like after you eat here, like so today.
Not you, but people always act like that way though. Like, oh, this is healthy. It has like 4 calories in it, and I'm like, that's terrible. You're literally killing yourself, and you're not gonna look good. You're just gonna be like frail and gross.
So
quickly.
To actually bring up some more of what was going on with this topic, I was talking to him about it in the chat, and I learned today. Was it today? Or no, yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
It all blurs together. Mind.
John informed me that like whiskey and vodka and gin, all this, have no carbs in them at all, and I was like, score! Because like beer has it, so you're not supposed to drink beer.
Yeah.
And I like beer, but I also like whiskey. The problem is it's just empty calories. So anyway, that's
you don't need it. Don't do it.
No, I might.
You know what's a lot better
Friday.
than beer? Chocolate
Don't
milk.
feel bad when you do it.
The weird part about this diet though is like you're supposed to stick with it, and if you like mess up once, then you ruin it. You have to start over.
Yeah,
so I'm like 3 days in, and it's like, oh, I can't do anything now because I got this far, and I'll have to start all over.
You got this.
Yeah.
Plus,
I'm
now you
trying.
can be all superior to everybody who's eating bread. Like, oh, you're eating bread. I'm doing
No, and
ketogenic.
I went to,
dude. I'm
I
like,
went
you're a step above gluten free, dude.
I went to Chipotle today, and I got chicken with the vegetables, like the fried vegetables or whatever they are.
The fajitas.
Lettuce.
The fajita veggies.
Yeah. So hold up. you got to listen to it because picture it, okay?
Okay.
Bowl, and you got chicken, the fajitas, the mild salsa.
Mild sauce.
I feel like I'm missing one of them. Lettuce, and then guacamole. No, wait. And then a side of guacamole.
Nice.
Because avocado has a lot of like fats in it and stuff. So
When you first said that to me, I didn't realize what you were talking about. I was like, oh, you got extra guacamole. Good for you. You're rich. Oh, now I understand. There's nothing else.
yeah,
All you have is the guacamole.
I know.
Look, I literally went to Chipotle for lunch today and got the same thing except for the guacamole.
Wait, what?
No rice?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no rice, but I did get beans. I did get pinto beans.
Can you have beans?
See, everything that makes it more fun, you can't have. It's like tortilla, nope. Beans, nope. Rice, nope. Oh my god, those are the things that make it fun. This is not fun. It'll get better, but right now it's not fun. It's like between dieting and then getting up early and going to the gym. It's like I want the happiness that food can bring, but I can't do it. So I'm just sad in general. But it's fine.
So do you lift now?
Yeah. I mean, I have
you can
before.
lift, bro.
I just wasn't doing it regularly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Trying, guys. I'm doing my best.
Cool.
The other thing I have written down here was, how do you guys feel about giving money to homeless people?
Oh man, I have a lot of feelings on that. But I'll let you guys go first.
I'm not gonna
okay.
talk. I've talked enough.
I try and figure out
So John
what's happening.
had us a story today. Anyway,
Oh, you want me to tell that story?
if it's a good story.
Do it.
Well, I'll let you decide.
Do it. Tell this.
At my job, we'll go on walks throughout the day around our like little office neighborhood thing.
Wait, you go on like group walks?
Yeah, we go on group walks
Like
3
a
times
family.
a
Kind
day.
of weird. Kind of cool.
It is weird, but it's really nice. So we do
Kinda
about
weird.
a mile each time. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's
it's a
actually
good
really
amount of walking.
That's actually really good for you though. Like the other day, I was working inside all day and I was super depressed. I went and skated for like 5 minutes and I was like, life is great.
Yeah, you get out, you get to clear your mind. But today, someone pulled up alongside the road ahead of us, got out the car, and was waiting for us. As this lady,
Ooh, I hate
and she
that.
stopped us. She stopped.
It was this lady. Oh, I hate those.
No, I mean, I hate it when you can tell someone's gonna try and talk to you.
Waiting to talk to you, yeah.
Yeah, like when you're in the mall and you can just tell, you're like, no, I'm trying to get by. No, I don't want to talk to you.
Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
And then they're like, hey, do you want to? Oh, I hate it. I hate that so much.
People at the kiosks. Like,
They're
who's
just
your
trying to
internet
snag
provider?
you.
I hate when I'm at Total Wine and then there's some asshole that's like, hey, you want to try this beer? No, I know what I want. Leave me alone.
It's like,
Hey,
do you want
sir,
this?
Can I assist
do you want,
you? No!
That doesn't make any sense. So it's like, here, do you want some free beer? Shut up! I know what I want.
But all I want is to go in and get the beer I want and then leave.
Actually, that's
Just
true
leave me
because if
alone.
they get you to take the free beer, then they'll try and sell it to you.
Right,
You don't have to.
it's
You-
really
You're
annoying.
obligated then
It's
to
always
listen
like,
to them.
do you want this free thing? And it's like, what are you trying to pull?
The guy looked at me like I was the asshole. No, I don't want your beer, man.
All right, so the woman got out of her car and was like
Yeah,
ready
she
to talk to you.
stopped
She
us.
gave you
held
the
us
eyes.
down.
She put her hand up and said, "Stop."
Yep, she went in to touch the guy in the front, and she didn't make contact, but she was like right up on the shoulder with her hand. That's immediately a red flag for me.
You know, you're like, "Do you have a knife? Are you trying to fight? Do we have to fight now?" It's like Pokemon.
Well, mine's like, all right, you touching me? What's wrong with you?
Okay.
But yeah, she was talking about she needed. Well, she didn't start with she needed money. She was just talking about like her day, and then she was like, "Look, I'm trying to stay at this hotel with my kids, and the hotel increased their rate for today. I need $20 to be able to stay there with my kids, and do you guys have any money?" And she's like, "I know a lot of people don't carry cash anymore, but if you do." And the two guys I was with, they said they don't have any cash, and I also said I don't have any cash because all I had on me was a 50 and a couple of Canadian bills. Yeah, I did not want to share.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I could have given her the 50 and then pay, fix the problem, but I don't know. Like I don't.
50's a lot to.
It's a lot of money to give. Like if I had small bills, I'd probably do it because the story sounded real and I could see the children in the car. I don't know if she was using that as like a guilt thing.
Right.
It's real iffy. I gotta hear the story and just see how I feel in the moment. Like if I feel like I'm getting scammed or not. But generally, I don't give money to people. I'll give something else. Like if someone approaches me for money for food, I'll be like, look, I'll get you something, but I don't have any cash.
So I'm in a weird place with that. So like, for those who don't know, I actually do homeless ministry. A friend of mine have a ministry we started on our own called Brett and Mike Hike. His name is Brett, and my Mike, and we hike. And we
get it. That's a good.
It's a good name.
Nerd.
we do like we pick an area of like Hampton, Richmond, Virginia Beach, whatever, and we walk around that area for like a whole week or two, and we just talk to homeless people, give them like kits with like socks and toiletries and Bibles, and we just talk to them. We don't like go around and be like, hey, we're from this church, how are you? We just talk to them normally. Just try to be their friend. So I talk to a lot of homeless people, and I almost always give people money if they ask me. But at the same time, I think most of them are scams.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about when it's like people are, they're making up the story and then we're just gonna go buy drugs? That's always the story.
I can give you like. I can give you like the quick ways to tell, like those live spotters. Like if they twitch their right nose nostril and touch their thigh, they're telling a quarter truth.
Right.
No, but like you talk to a lot of people.
He's like, he's not gonna buy food, but he's not gonna buy drugs. He's just gonna buy a little drugs.
He's full of shit.
He's
Dude,
just sort of lying.
Like I talk to people who are like, oh man, I really need a job. I was like, oh, I know the guy who owns that place right there. I can go in there with you and like get an application. I give you a good word. He's like, no, I don't want to do that, man. It's cool.
I don't want a job that badly.
Like I can't work, man. I like broke my ankle. I'm like, dude, you can work at Walmart. You can work actually everywhere. Like no one, like 90% of jobs don't require you to move at all. I don't know. So, yeah, man. Like I've had people like walk up to me and be like, hey, like, this one lady was like, my husband died, and I need to get back home so I can like access his bank account because I can only do it there. But I'm like across the state. And I need $20 with the toll. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like before I even finished, she even finished her story, I just gave it to her. But like some people, they'll be like, hey man, can I get $2? And I'm like, nah, you're good. Like it just depends. I felt like I'm a Christian, and I felt like sometimes God tells me like, hey, give that guy $20 or whatever. And I've done that before, and they were like, dude, I needed this, thanks. So I think you definitely should help the poor whenever you can. But at the same time, like, I've met a lot of people who are like, you can just tell they're just doing it, trying to get some cheap money. There's lots of people in Hampton who like make a living on like being homeless. There's a guy who like drives a BMW and lives at a hotel. He makes like over $100 a day, like just like begging on the street. And we've tried to help him before. And he's like, nah, I like it this way. I've helped a homeless guy move before.
See, people like that ruin it for everyone. They ruin it for literally everyone. Those few. John, stop sending pictures of cookies.
John, just sending cookies.
Stop doing this to me.
Oh, they look so good.
Supposed to be
that one's not even
helping
cooked all the way through. That one's all mushy and gooey. Is that a cookie filled with uncooked cookie? Anyway.
So I was gonna say that there's always like that 1% of the person who has to ruin it for everyone else, because the biggest thing that everyone always says is like, well, maybe they're lying and they're just gonna take this money and not buy food with it. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, I don't mind if people don't buy food. I don't give a crap if they buy drugs. Like for me, it's like I want to show them like love. I know it sounds cheesy, but like the whole point of me giving them money is to show them love. That I want them to know that like I care for them and I see them as like an actual person. Because homeless people are kind of like on the outside of society. They're like their own thing.
Right, that I understand. Like,
you know, to be honest, I'm just an asshole. I don't want to deal with anybody. I don't want to give my money to anybody.
What I'm trying to say is like, if you guys out there, side note, if you guys want to help the homeless, just talk to them like they're normal. Just say, hi, how you doing? Just like if I know no one really talks to anybody.
Well, then, I'm afraid they're gonna come up and start talking to me. It's like I don't want to talk to anybody. If my friend walked up to me, I almost wouldn't want to talk to them right now. You know? But like, I'm trying to get somewhere.
What's you can give them $5. You can give them a conversation.
I know. I'm just.
What if you only have a 50 on you?
But if you become friends with them, then you have to give them money, right? I don't know how it works, but like, yeah, man. But one thing I've noticed about people who are lying, usually they have like a really weird specific story. Also, they almost always bring up God, like every time. I've never talked to a homeless person and not talked about Jesus, and I also never bring it up. Like, it's every single time. My favorite one was, I used to work a cookout, and homeless people would come in all the time, and they would ask people to buy them food. And I bought people food a couple of times. There was this one guy, like, hey, man. He was like, one time, I was like, hey, man, like, I just need to buy some food. Like, I'm trying to go to work in South Carolina or whatever. Can you swap me some food? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? He was like, oh, what's your name? He's like, oh, my name's Moses. And, like, smiles at me for a second as if that means something. I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll buy you some food. But like,
you like that? You like that? My name's Moses. You like that?
No, that's
like
gets
I've heard
people, man.
that before.
I've heard so many Christian like idiots who are like, I met this homeless guy, and he just started quoting scripture, and I knew that God sent me to him to give him this money, or like this guy was like, he's saying oh man, you just found the Lord, he's trying to get back on his feet. It's like, no, he's not. He tells every conservative with a Jesus fish bumper sticker or like a Liberty Live.
It's funny because in
sticker.
Seattle, if you said that in Seattle, I feel like they would deliberately not give you money because you said that. They'd be like, "Wait, you hate religion? Here's some money." I always thought that one side of it where I was like, I don't. Well, what if they go buy drugs? Or what if they buy alcohol? I'm enabling them to get. And I heard someone say this once, and it kind of changed my perspective on it. And he just goes, yeah, they might buy drugs. Who cares? He's homeless. And then I was like, that's fair. Because it's like, yeah, he doesn't. What else? Okay, yeah, he's going to. I don't know. It's like, well, what else are you going to do? What if he doesn't buy drugs? What if he does buy food with the money you give him? Yeah. Well, what if he doesn't? Well, yeah, who cares? He's homeless anyway. Let him figure that out. That's on him. Give him the money and let him. I don't know. That's something someone said. So I don't usually give money because I just don't. I'm thinking about it in general. That's why I thought it was interesting that you brought this up. I feel like if I could just, there's certain points where I just don't want to talk to anybody. If I'm trying to go somewhere and I don't know who you are, I don't want to talk to you. It'd be like, I'm going to give you this free Xbox, but I just need to talk to you. No, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm like,
trying to go to lunch. 3 minutes, I will give you $10,000. I can't. I'm busy.
But it's like, if I like even in my car, like you know how the people wait on the highway, like when you're like going off an exit with signs and stuff. I wish I just had like a James Bond button that I could just be like, poof, dude, and like shoot money out to them. So I didn't have to like roll the window down, hand them the dollar, and then they can slit my wrist or inject heroin into me when
I was driving. I was listening to a podcast about giving to the homeless, and I drove up, and my windows were open, and I drove up to this guy who was homeless on the corner, and I just immediately turned the radio off and put my windows up. I didn't have any cash on me. Like I couldn't do anything about it. So I was just like, dang it, this is the worst time. It was literally like a pastor like talking about his homeless ministry and how important it is, and I was like, oh man.
I had something
Sorry,
like that.
dude.
I had the opposite happen, or the opposite of something like that happen, where this was like a couple years ago. This was back when I lived in Newport News. You know the Chick-fil-A on, what was that road? The one next to C. No.
Oh, Warwick.
No.
Yeah.
What's that road that went by my house, John?
The Shoe
Where
Lane.
the Chick-fil-A is.
Oh, Chick-fil-A is on. I don't know.
It's off Shoe Lane. Or it's off
the
of.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, the one on campus? Or the one
Doesn't
down the
matter.
road?
It doesn't. No, it's not on campus. It doesn't matter. It's
on
basically.
Warwick, though.
It's on Warwick.
It's on Warwick, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
Warwick.
another road that I'm trying to think of. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Like
matter.
anyone on this
Warwick.
podcast is actually going to even know, so who cares?
Warwick.
I was going through the drive-through of Chick-fil-A, and then all of a sudden, "Same Love" came on the radio. It started playing through my windows, and it just kind of was like, "Oh, this is kind of awkward." And I just switched it off. It's just like, just let the song keep playing. Get my Chick-fil-A. Oh man.
Own it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
hard
mean, you
thing, man.
could.
Like, seriously, it's so hard to navigate this because, honestly, the more homeless people I talk to, the less sympathy I have for them. Not because I'm like, oh man, they don't need my help. Like, I shouldn't help them. It's because so many of them are faking it or they put themselves there. Like, here's the thing. I probably always sound like a butthole whenever I talk about this because I'm just trying to be like, trying to give you all the facts. Like, it's so hard to become homeless. Like, us
Yeah, I was
three
gonna
will
ask
never
about that
become
because
homeless.
I heard that being homeless is like a choice for a lot of them. Like you have to try to.
Well, yeah. So
I don't know though. I
I've
don't
talked
know.
to people,
Yeah, because I think of like I feel like it
it's
can
like
be.
a
I feel like I don't know
It's not
because
always a
I feel
choice,
like
but it's
it can be. You know, I feel like once you run out of money, it's how in the world you get money. Like,
Well,
how do you
most
find a
people-
job?
so-
How do you find a job if you don't have education?
Let me
John,
tell you.
stop
Let me learn you.
posting
I can't stop.
cookies.
John said more cookies. So
Stop!
the three most common homeless people I encounter are people who they're mentally ill and either they ran out of money for the medical bills or they're just so mentally ill they can't like live in a house or like have a job or whatever. They've like somehow cut all ties with their family and their family doesn't care about them to get them. I met this guy whose family's in New York and he got stuck in Virginia because they didn't want him to be there anymore because apparently he was such a jerk. Also, if you like lose your identification, it's super hard to get that back. Apparently, I had a friend in Richmond named Victor. He was like a part-time. He was like starting to be like a technician assistant at the hospital, and he was like working at a restaurant. And the restaurant like downsized, and he lost a lot of hours, and eventually lost his apartment, and went to go stay at a homeless shelter. And he got his backpack got stolen. It had all his identification stuff in it. It took him like 2 years to get it all back. So
It's kind of funny that you told us his name. It's like, his name is Victor. Yeah. Are you sure though? Did you check his ID? 'Cause he doesn't have one now.
That's true. Who knows? Could be anything. But like it's unless you like lose your identification, the only way you really become homeless is like if you're really like just really mentally ill and you just are kind of going through life, accidentally messing things up, you know, or if you burn all the bridges you have. Like, for instance, Luke, if you ever like lost your job and like you lost your house, you wouldn't be like, oh, I gotta go live on the streets now. You'd be like, oh, I guess I can stay at my friend's house, or move back home for a little bit, and like I'll like do odd jobs until I get a real job, right?
Right.
Like same thing with John. Same thing. You have people who care about you. Same with me. I know I'd never be homeless. I don't have that problem. Like, I didn't have a job.
Yeah,
for a while.
people
I
actually
still work.
love me.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. Like, it's sad because it's either their choice or it's like their life sucks so bad that that's where they're at now.
Or they could try to be more likable. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's
Lazy.
really weird. It's hard to navigate it because not everyone's the same. And there's not even like categories of homelessness.
It really is like one of those things where it's a very difficult line between, did you get trapped like this? Is this not your fault, or is this your fault?
And either way, it's not like you still shouldn't help them. It's like, is this your fault? Oh, we're not gonna help you then.
Well, if it's like
man.
I get certain people where it's like, oh, I get Fs in all my classes, but it's not my fault, and it's like, well, what do you mean it's not your fault? Did you study? Yeah. Well, how much did you study? Like hours. Okay, how many hours? Like 1 hour every day. I guess that's fine, but if you're failing, you should be it sounds like you have to study more than that. Yeah, but I just can't focus that long. Well, you got to figure out how to. You know, I don't know. It's like there's a certain point where it's like I don't know what to tell you at this point. You know, and but then on the other side of it, there are certain places where it's like, yeah, they really can't focus, or they are in a weird situation where they really can't get out of it. Because I know, you know, things can be difficult,
Yeah.
But
well, sometimes you
how do
make
you
a bad
know
decision,
as the
and
other?
then you
Sorry,
gotta work
just
your way out of it. Go ahead. Yeah.
just to finish up. The only thing I was gonna say was like, as the other person seeing this happen, how do you know when to say, "I'm sorry this happened to you. Let me help you," and how do you know when to say, "This is your own fault. You did this. You need to work harder. You need to fix this yourself because it's not good for you for me to just help." It's like almost helping people sometimes is just as bad as not helping them.
It's funny. Like I remember one time I was at the Walmart or something, and I saw this lady, this little old woman. She dropped something, and she was already halfway down picking it up. And I thought about going over there, and I was like, no, this way she'll get stronger. Like her bending down muscles will grow. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Would it be better for me to help her, and make her not use her body, or I mean, dude, I'll try to help her get stronger, man.
He goes up to her, starts clapping. You got this. Come on.
Do you even lift?
One more rep.
No, but
he knocks it out of her hand.
You knock it out of her hand.
again. 10 more
All right,
times.
one more. Let's go.
Then you rest for a minute. We're gonna do it all again. But I mean, you gotta you gotta find that balance. But at the same time, it's not your responsibility to figure it out. If you give money to somebody and they use it for drugs or they didn't really need it, it's not a big deal.
Especially if you.
It's a big deal to me because it's my money.
Well, if you're making a certain amount of money, I think take away the whole homeless thing in general. Let's just say, I think if you're making a lot of money, it is very good if you learn to be generous.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to be. That's the kind of thing about. I don't think you need to be, but I think it's good for you to learn to be generous. If you've worked hard and you're making money, I think that's a good trait to have.
I think so.
So with that being said, it is your money, and you need to make your own decisions about your own money. I think, for me personally, it's good if I give money away to people. Because I think I've been given a lot, and I think it's good to give.
Yeah, but for me, I'm really good with my money. I never have to worry about not having any. So if I know somebody who needs some and I can't help them, I try to do it. And also, that's what friends are for too. I had a friend recently who needed a good amount of money just to get by for the month because he was sick and couldn't work for a while. I gave him money because I know that if ever I'm in a jam, he would do the same thing for me. I'm not doing it so that way next time I'm in a jam, I'm like, hey, remember that money I gave you? You should help me out. But
so you grab him and start choking him.
Yeah, you're not doing it for the reward.
What I want someone to do for me.
But you're doing it because
John? Hold up.
No, I was just saying that was a good way to look at it. Is you do it because what if you were in that situation or someone you love was in that situation, and how much would it mean to you?
Yeah.
For you to get that kind of help,
Mm-hmm.
Were we talking on this about friends buying food and stuff and that one friend who keeps track of oh, you paid I bought you $7 at Taco Bell.
Where's my 75 cents, buddy?
Yeah.
Starts choking him.
Where's
my 75
bro,
cents? Hits him into the wall.
We're
I pay attention to it if it's $20, but
that's what I do. I'm all right, I know I've paid
meals, I pay
$60 worth of food at this point. I want you to come on, buy me my next drink or something.
Yeah, if it's not it was equal. If I had a friend who didn't have money for a while, I bought him food for a while. I didn't really care. But
that's kind of different if he doesn't have money. But
yeah.
I mean,
a good friend, if you buy him food, all right, cool, I got you next time, or it's just you just have a relationship where it's not it's not a thing. I don't talk to my friends okay, I'll buy you this, you get me next time. It's just expected. Oh, you need help? I got you, bro. Or you're just hey, let me buy this for you.
If I had it done for me, I try to remember and try to pay it back.
Definitely.
That first time we hung out, you bought pizza and I didn't pay you then, but then I paid your share when we were all together for the end of the year podcast.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Mm-hmm. So. That's what I try to do. Where it's I
just try to make it even.
Yeah, I feel within I'd say I don't know $15 to $20 range. I try to keep it the same. Where it's all right, they bought me food last time, then they bought me food here. I'd say that's about $40 or something like that. So. This bill is $30 or something like that. I'll get that.
Right.
Yeah.
You just eyeball it. One thing that I was going to say though, is I think part of it is saying, I would really want someone to do that for me, so that's why I'm going to do that for them. But I also think that it's really important in any of these situations to just kind of go with what your gut says, where you think, I should give this person money, and if you think that ever, I think you should do it.
I agree.
I think your conscience is important.
And all you have to lose is money, but most of the time you're not giving them tons of money. It's $1 or whatever. Oh, dude. So I don't know if y'all have these kind of of people in Seattle. But have you ever had somebody like ask you for money and you're like, oh, sorry, I don't have any cash, and they go, oh, well, there's an ATM down there. We can go over there and get.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Dude, this guy followed my sister out of Chick-fil-A to a ATM. Like she told me that. I was like,
no,
livid, dude. Like I would be. That's just messed up.
Wait, did she take him to the ATM?
No, she was like trying to go. He's like, oh, let's go to the ATM over here. I think she might have gone. I don't remember. But like that made me so mad.
No. Now then just throw the card in there and then you go, all right, $300. All the money comes out.
Also, it's like, I mean, first of all, like a young woman by herself, you shouldn't like. That's just messed up. I don't know. I'm actually mad now. But you know, like
that's sexist.
That's a bro.
I think
she can't handle herself.
Roxanne.
What's going on? Hey, we're
Clay
doing a
just walked in my room
podcast.
Singing,
Go
like,
away.
You don't got
Tell him to go away. Hey.
What?
Hey,
Are you yelling at, who are you yelling at?
go away.
Luke said go away. Luke said go away. Yeah. He's just like, oh, bye.
Oh, okay. Crap, what was I going to say? I was going to say something else to tag on to...
ATM people.
Yeah, that's
Elbows.
not a good idea. That's a bad idea. Take him to your ATM. It's
Oh,
kind of
sorry,
weird when
ATM.
I'm proud of my friend Clay. The guy just was here. So like one time, he and I were, I went to the bank, to get some money out, and this lady drove up. It was the lady I was talking about earlier who was like, "Hey, my husband died. I gotta get this over here." And I gave her $20, and he's seen me give people money all the time. And then we were at Food Line, and he just got paid. And this guy came up, asked him for a couple bucks, and he gave him $20. And the guy was like, "Whoa, thanks so much, man." And I was like, "You realize you gave him a 20, right?" He's like, "Yeah, like I saw you do it." And I was like, "Oh, that's how a man should do things." And I was like, "Thank you." It was like a father-son moment, but it's like my friends.
I'm so proud. I've
proud.
helped you I've helped the world. It's like a butterfly effect.
Yep, help him help somebody else.
$20 is too much, man.
Say what?
$20 is way too much.
Fine.
I would say like a maximum is like a $5 for me.
Freaking balling, man. I can give $20 all day. You want $20
I mean,
John? I got you.
I feel like you got to go with your conscience. Like when you're in the situation, I feel like I said, it's important to learn to be generous. I think, especially if you're doing well, and if you just have this kind of feeling like I think I should do this, you should immediately do it and not talk yourself out of it. Because I do, I'll do that.
I feel like that's a dangerous mindset.
Well, okay, within reason. Like it shouldn't be like, oh, I should give him $1,000. Next thing you know, you're out $1,000.
Feel like
this
$1,000.
evil guy is
I felt
like,
I should do it.
This evil guy's
do
like,
I'll give you money, but
I
first
think
I'm gonna
within reason, right? Like it's
pull up a random number
$20.
generator
How
on
much
my
are you gonna
phone.
do with
Whatever
$20?
number that is, I'll give you that.
You're really pick a number between 1 and a million, and I'll give it to you because I just felt like I should say. I'm just saying, like, if it's like, I should help them. Is there any like obvious reason why that's really not a good idea?
Yeah, just
No,
do what you can.
All right, I think I should.
So I have a question.
It's kind of like,
for you guys.
okay, go ahead.
Do you? I guess I kind of answered this earlier by saying you guys wouldn't be homeless, but like, do you ever see yourself like begging on the side of the road?
No.
No, I haven't really ever
That's
thought
the thing that
about
really
it.
gets me, man. I'm like, there are people who like they do that and they choose to do it. Like, I don't even like when people give me money, just like for like Christmas or
Yeah,
something.
I also feel weird if people give me money.
Like, yeah, like I don't like it feels wrong. Like this isn't actually mine. Like I can't like if I ever have a sweet house, if someone gives you a sweet house, you can't be like, oh, check out my cool house. It's like, oh yeah, this guy gave me this house. It's not really mine, but we can play in it. I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's like you didn't really earn it, and it's like
I feel like that's part of that's the way you're raised, or what you. Honestly, I hate to put it this way, but I feel like it's part of that is, if you're fortunate, because like we've never had to, we've never been like, do I eat today or not? Now I don't know how much of that is always the case, because there are garbage people that will just take money. They'll use sympathy to steal money in a way, because they lie and they're actually doing just fine, but they're like, yeah, but I kind of want to I want to eat at the steak restaurant and I don't have $50, or I don't feel like spending $50, so I'm gonna go beg and get $50 and then go. You know, that's like the small percentage that screws everybody. You could.
It's like
I don't know. I just feel like an
mentally
asshole
probably.
that.
Well, yeah, because it's an asshole thing to do.
It's like I see lots of able-bodied men who are like literally standing on the side of the road, like begging for money because they can't work because they're injured. I'm like, dude, you're standing outside in the heat all day. That's harder than most jobs. Like I've done construction outside in the summertime, and they give me water bottles and breaks. Like you don't get a break from standing out in the heat, like where there's no trees around and stuff. It's like
I wonder.
harder.
Well, I just wish that I could know. Like I have looked at people before, and it's made me sad. Going like, I wonder how you got here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you know, did you have a family? Do you have your parents? Do you have a sister? Do you have a brother? You know, do you have kids? Did you have a house at one point? Did you never have a house? You know, it's like, what's your story? And that I wish I would just know, because if I knew their story, it'd be like, wow, they really are having a rough life. Because people have rough lives.
Yeah,
you know, I know some people personally that it was like their whole life was hard and then they died. You know, I'm not gonna say who they are, but you know, they weren't my age. They were quite a bit older, but they died pretty young still. And I heard about their life, and it was like their whole life they were like working hard and things were difficult. They never quite got what they wanted, and they just randomly died. You know, and it's like people have rough lives.
Yeah, they do.
And is this person having a rough life? Or are they trying to rip a bunch of people off and ruining things for everybody? Because one makes me sad, the other makes me angry, and then I get kind of torn, you know, because I don't really know which one it is.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how to figure that out. You kind of just gotta, like I said, just kind of go with your gut, and if you can help them, then do it. I forgot I had a question to ask. I forgot.
Unless your gut is retarded, then don't listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, like I have a friend. It's like him and his whole family. I know this guy for a while, and like as long as I've known him, he's always like asking for money, or trying to sell some stuff, which is cool when he sells stuff. Like he's hustling. Like I bought some stuff before to help him out, but like he like every week he's always hitting people up. Like we had like a Bible study, and we'd go to like Cookout or Taco Bell or something afterwards. And he'd always be like, hey, I need money. Hey, I need money. Like he got fired from he lived with foster parents at the time. He got fired from the job his foster mom like owned because he was always late and never worked.
Oh man. And
I'm like, dude, and I helped them for a long time, man. I would like my mom and I helped him get a job at Busch Gardens. I would like drive to Williamsburg from Hampton to like drive them to work. And they just kept calling me, like every time they'd call me they'd ask me for some crap, and after a while I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna help them anymore, so I stopped answering their calls.
See, like that's where it's so weird because I don't know. I said this to somebody the other day where I said what their life doesn't justify what they're doing. Like what they're doing is still wrong. Yeah, but I can at least be understanding about it. Like it's like, oh, this person he was a foster kid, right? Like his you know, he's had kind of a rough, like relatively, right? Like a rougher life than I had. I wasn't a foster kid. I don't really know what that's like. So I can at least be like, Luke, you've been given a lot. Try to be a little forgiving when someone doesn't exactly live up to your standard and they didn't exactly have your life, right? So I can do that, but it is difficult when it's like, dude, I don't know how else to help this guy. He's not. Yeah. It's like something needs to change. He needs to
they'll spend their money on stupid stuff.
Like get him on track, you know. And it's like because I've had that before too, where I just keep helping someone, and after a while, it's like, you know, dude, I can't help you if you don't want to be helped. Yeah, if you don't want to help yourself, I can't help you.
Some people they'll spend money on dumb stuff like, oh, like I felt really bad, so I bought like a new video game, or like bought this, I bought Legos, I'm trying to buy a car or whatever. Like it's like, I don't know, people they make such bad decisions where at that point it's not like, oh, I had a rough life. It's like, no, dude, you were just being dumb and you didn't think before you did that. Priorities, man.
That's like, it's like if someone said, oh, I got bit by a rattlesnake and now I'm poisoned, and it's like, well, how dare you question me? How? It's like, well, were you working and you got bit, or did you go up and kick the snake and then it bit you? You know, it's like whatever your circumstance makes a big difference. Yeah. Or what? I don't know. I guess that's kind of a bad example, but it's like,
no, it means
are you causing this, or is it just not your fault? Because like, what is if I mean, like for me, it's like, okay, some of this might not be your fault, but what part of it is your fault? Nothing. Is it really nothing? Because it's really, usually there's something you can do, you know, and that's not, it's such a weird conversation because it's like,
Yeah. Because it's like, what do you do when you do prove it's their fault?
Because there's a balance. Because there's certain things that aren't people's fault sometimes, but I try to get people out of the mindset of going, I can't do anything because it's my fault, or it's not my fault, versus what can I do because I can do something.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. The weird thing is too, like, there's tons of factors that go into it. I think about this a lot, and like, you know, there's people talk about like, discrimination in the workforce, like, oh, like they hire a man or over a woman, or like black people don't get hired for certain jobs or whatever. But like the way you look also like really affects how people treat you. Like I talked about before how like what is it? People with social disorders, celebrities, and really hot like people all are socially retarded because they get like inaccurate feedback loops from people. Right. Like if you are like not that attractive or disabled, like if you're like like really overweight or something, people always look at you differently, and it's hard to get past that. It's like they could have the same, like, say like Luke, you had a brother who, I don't know, was just like either really ugly or like kind of a jerk, like just like, somehow just didn't understand how people like how he came across, and people just didn't like him. You guys could grow up with the exact same education, the same upbringing, the same opportunities, but one of you would succeed more than the other just because, and there's nothing he can do about it really, unless he like goes above and beyond to like overcome who he is.
Yeah,
that sounds mean. That's the thing, though.
Well, it's weird because it's a case by case basis. I think for a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why it's so complicated.
Yeah, because this is I'm gonna quote Jordan Peterson. This is the first time I ever quoted him on the podcast, but I really like him, so just FYI. But he was saying that there's two ways to live your life. Either nothing matters in the world, and so nothing I do matters because I have no control, and therefore I just get upset and miserable because nothing I do matters, basically. Or every single thing I do does matter. Like I can read a book right now, or I can watch TV, I can sit on Facebook, or I can edit a movie. Like every choice that I make right now matters. So now it's like, all right, so now it's up to you. Where are you going to take your life? And that kind of puts you in the spotlight. It's your responsibility to get your life under control. And to me, that was encouraging because then it kind of left me saying, instead of me sitting around moping about what I don't have or what I can't get or what's unfair, it left me saying, all right, well, what should I do right now?
Yeah.
What's my responsibility, as opposed to what should everyone else's responsibility be?
For sure.
Which,
hey guys, go tweet Jordan Peterson to listen to this podcast.
That's right. Okay, so anyway, anything else? I think we should wrap this up otherwise.
Oh yeah. Well, bottom line, help homeless people. But just
unless you think they're scamming you.
But for real, like just talk to them like normal people. All they want is just to be people in society.
Yeah, I
don't want his money.
Like even like don't even be like, oh my gosh, how are you? Oh, I want to help you. Yay! God
don't be
bless you.
condescending.
Like, don't be weird about it. Just say, hey man, how's it going? Like they're just like handicapped people hate when you like overly help them. Homeless people hate when you talk to them.
Yeah,
like
if I was going to summarize my thoughts on this right now, I would say really do your best to be as generous as you can within like a reasonable amount. Like being generous is really important, and if you can do it, really work towards that. And then the other side of it is the whole homeless thing and people who need help. It's difficult, and I don't know always what the answer is, but your conscience is going to tell you something, and be open to the fact that maybe I should help this person out, even though I never help people. Like I never want to give anyone a ride ever in my car ever. But then you just have this thought, I feel like I should give this person a ride. And like even a friend, right? I feel like I should do this.
And if you're a Christian,
is there any reason not to do it? Like, yeah, it's like if there's, I sit there and go, is there any serious reason why I should not do this nice thing for this person? And it's like, no. The only reason you don't want to do it is because you don't really feel like sitting in the car that long. Is that really that bad? No. I feel like I should do it. Yep, do it. Just go do it.
Do it. Do it.
Just
do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
All right.
Also, if you're homeless, get a job.
Okay. All right. That's right. Everybody work hard and everyone take responsibility and be generous. Plugs. Michael.
Plugs.
John, you don't have any, do you? Or do you have one?
That I am insulted you assume that, and no, I don't. Jerk.
How dare you know the truth?
I had someone say that. Someone had moved from, I knew someone from Romania, and I had, I asked him, so I know two girls, they're twins from Romania, and so they're kind of really easy spot because they look so similar, and they go to a lot of different like events, right? Mm-hmm. And so then I met this other guy from Romania, and he went to a bunch of events too. So I was like, I bet he knows them because they're all really popular in this city, and so they probably met each other. So I went to him and I said, hey, I actually know these two twins from these twins from Romania. Do you know them? And he like started bristling up, and he was like, okay. And he goes, I was first going to say, just because we're from Romania doesn't mean we know each other, because there's a lot of people in that country. And he goes, but yeah, I do know them. And I was like, I
so
thought so
insensitive. But yeah, I do.
I know. He's like,
they're the only
at
other
first
two
I was going to be
Romanians I
like,
know.
how dare you? But actually, yeah, I do know them.
It's like, actually, yeah, I just remember they're the only two other Romanians in Seattle.
That's right. Okay, Michael, plugs.
Man, I just feel like I'm gonna listen to this podcast tomorrow and like hear everything I say. Like, man, I sound so stupid. I should have said this instead, but it's okay.
It happens to me too.
My band, Keycentric, we're playing at Sunrise Festival on April 21st. Go to sunrisemin.org. That's SONRISEMIN.org. We're playing on Saturday at 3:45. So it's gonna be lit. We're coming out with some new music. We're like collabing with a rapper, which is kind of cool. He met up the other day and like recorded some sweet jams. So stoked. Keep your eyes out. Follow me on Instagram. It's Michael Dimas, MYKOLDIMAS. And yeah, do it.
Nice, awesome. Okay, you can follow me on Twitter at Luke Roxwold. You can follow my vlogs at Luke Roxwold Vlogs on YouTube. And my YouTube channel, Luke Roxwold. And we actually have a date figured out for the release of my movie. So I can't say it yet, but
man,
Oh my god,
it's coming up soon.
dude, just
Coming
put it
up
out.
soon.
Are you still doing sound effects?
I'll tell you guys off the podcast, but I need to relate. I'm gonna announce it on a trailer, so I can't announce it right now.
Can't mess it up.
But the trailer is coming out Sunday, so
Awesome.
yes.
Where's it gonna be?
I'm
On your
gonna put it
YouTube?
on Facebook. It'll be on Facebook, and I'll link to it from whatever. Don't worry about it.
All
I'll
right.
figure
Well, I
it out.
want people
I
at
don't know
home
yet.
to see it, so they can know what it is.
I'll link it in the next podcast or something like that if I need to.
Cool.
So that's moving forward, which is good. And yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at WAITSB Podcast. Please tweet at us.
And Instagram.
I think that
same handle.
yes, follow us on Instagram as well. So anyway, all right, everybody, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. Please listen to our other episodes to support us and be an awesome fan. So thanks everybody. Thanks you guys for being on the podcast, and we're done.
Outro.